Welcome to the Coffee and Daydreaming podcast, the podcast where dreams come alive and productivity gets a dose of caffeine. I'm your host, Amy, your BFF, encouraging you to live your dreams on this journey of self-love and healing together. So, grab your favorite cup of coffee, get cozy, and let's dive into today's episode. Today's blend is Whole Foods 360, the organic blend. Just a little disclaimer, this content is intended for general information and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to be a substitute for any professional advice. Okay, let's get into it. Hope everybody had a phenomenal holiday season. I know it could be a little stressful sometimes, and I know for myself, if I'm not in a fabulous place, or I'll say we're always in a fabulous place, but if you're not where you imagined yourself to be, New Year's and the holidays can be a little challenging, but I'm here with you. And you know what? It's a fresh start. We're going to do this. Let's imagine in 1 year from now, we're going to be celebrating the new year, the holiday season very generously, very lovingly, because we're going to be in really good situations. I feel it. We're all going to be in really, really good situations. Got my selenite one, removing the negativity. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, I've been focusing on a couple different things lately. Been focusing on my personal page stuff, and I had a video that did pretty good. So, that feels good. And it just goes to show you after days and days of being isolated and doing work and not seeing results, I did see results. You will see results. So you got a dreamer's delight, everybody. So Michael Jordan, Jim Carrey, Abraham Lincoln, so many greats have used visualization to achieve their goals by acting as if they already have it. So let's do it right now. Okay. I want you guys to right now close your eyes and imagine you're exactly where you want to be in your professional career. Exactly where you want to be. Give yourself time. You might not see it right away. Okay. What's your posture like? Who are you with? Where are you? Okay. How do you feel? That exercise, you got to do it every day. It's not a, oh, yeah, let me do this once in a while. No, it's an everyday exercise. It truly is because it's your body. So anyway, I don't know if you guys like physics or whatever, but pretty much there are many different versions. So we're training our body, we're training our brains to feel into the reality that we want, not the addicted, as Eckhart Tolle would say, pain body, because we as humans can absolutely be addicted to pain. So just be mindful of that. And that is something that I am trying to break for myself, and seeing habits and not shaming myself, but also being like, well, what was up with that decision right there? You stayed with that dude who you deserve better, and you felt a certain way with him, like what was up with that? Addicted to pain, addicted to feeling, and I think creatives especially, we are very vulnerable to that. So, if you're creative, please hug yourself. Feel with our art, feel with the beauty and the magic of the world, not in the addiction of the hurt. It helps society as a whole, in my opinion. Art, and for example, there's a time and a place for sad music. Also, did you know if you listen to sad music, it can actually make you sad? Researchers have found. So, my point is be careful with, be conscious of what you're feeling and your actions. And so, that exercise right there, it kind of, it's like lifting a weight in a sense of, you lift a weight and you're programming your muscles to hold that muscle. Let's jump right into procrastination. Perspiration. So let's be honest, procrastination is the arch nemesis of productivity, but fear not, going to share my own follies of procrastination adventures and kind of discuss what could I have done differently, and perhaps I could help you. So, with this week, with the holidays and New Year and all that coming up, I have to say I had a this particular year before I started my podcast and stuff, like it's been a rough year. And I will say I stopped doing all my journaling and all that. And when I do my journaling, when I do my visualizations, when I'm single, when I'm single, I'm doing all that stuff and good things are happening. And then I get in these relationships and then I, I'm learning. I'm learning. So anyway, so my point is this particular new year, I felt a certain way of feeling pressure to get rid, get rid, goodbye 2023 and hello 2024. And it was a lot of pressure. And I think a lot of people feel that pressure of this has to be the best year, but not where you want to be. The new year can be rough. And anyway, changing our language, the new year is easy and fun and subtle because with the new year coming up, I felt a lot of pressure to strategize all of my dreams. This is the year that they all come true. And guess what? I had some time off and I felt overwhelmed with all of my goals and my I didn't work on any of the days. I just kind of glazed out a little bit. And so then New Year's Eve, what was the lesson in that? The goals were not mapped out. The goals were too general. And so the solution on New Year's Eve, I hosted. Feel free to join the Twitch at Coffee and Daydreaming. I also am now live streaming directly to YouTube as well. And I did a goal setting session and it was fabulous. And so it really helped. And so the next day, everything was clear and I was able to go sit down and for a chunk of time get the work done. So my point is if you guys are you have so much to do that you end up doing nothing, perhaps look into your goals. You might need to modify your goals. Do you even have goals? That might be a problem too. A lot of people, I know myself included, just am doing objectives aimlessly without a map. And so that lack of direction, like think about this. You wouldn't want to have a manager at your job who doesn't give you proper direction. I can't tell you how many jobs I've worked where people are like, I don't know what to do. Do you know what to do? And we're like, no, like you would think we would get proper direction. I mean, not where I'm at currently, but jobs previously. And So think about that. Be the best manager for yourself. How? By having a clear direction. Okay? You know, when you've had that manager at work that has maps and deliverables and a timeline. I love those managers, like, okay, but and not micromanaging, not like breathing like no, don't micromanage yourself, guys. Give yourself some slack. If you don't finish it, that's okay. That's okay. You know what I mean? But my point is, be your favorite manager for your own life. Understanding, empathetic. Talk to yourself. So there's talk to yourself like you would a child, and then talk to yourself like you would as if you're your favorite manager. You have respect and appreciation for. Okay, so yeah, so problem. So for to wrap up procrastination perspiration, the problem too much to do, and so I end up doing nothing. Solution had to map out my goals. And that reminds me, guys, I'm going to right now, I'm developing a little 30-day goal setting thing that will be available most likely in my Patreon, which, guys, I'm building a Patreon. Right now, it's free to sign up because I don't have anything on there yet, but I'm trying to, I want to gather, people there and then I'll build out a proper plan that out, patreon.com/coffee and daydreaming. There's going to be stuff coming your way. And then also be on the lookout. In about a month, I'm building my 30-day goal setting challenge. Me as an ADHD creative who also works a full time job and is also juggling so many things in my personal life, goal setting has saved me. And I want to help anybody else who it could help. So be on the lookout for that. But it's in my factory. I'm locked away in my factory this month. I'm working on it. Okay, guys. So now I want to do something new and exciting because called let's do a segment called brain boosting news. Yes. So I read neuroscience and wellness based news for fun. Just I love doing it. And then finally I was like, oh yeah, I should this would be a fun segment on Coffee and Daydreaming podcast. Okay, so a little bit about what's going on in the world today. So sharing with you this article I read about New Year's resolutions. So this article was saying that most goals fail the third week of January. How come, you ask? Well, because the brain works in patterns. So a lot of times we're focused on the past instead of being future based. So, like the emotions from our past creep up into our future, our present and our future, which it becomes so painful that we stop doing it, which is fair, like it could be stressful, the past. Anyway, so the solution this article was saying was to think about your resolutions that you wanted for 2023 that failed and what was the emotion that blocked you. So, for example, my whole 2023 was me panicking, fight or flight about money. Like literally it seeped into everything. My day job, my relationships, my home life, like literally everything was me freaking out about money. So I need to heal that money wound, that working class wound I got just inherited of, just growing up in a household like arguing about money and all that. Like I gotta heal that. So now I'm not gonna I'm safe, I'm secure, it's coming to me and be grateful where I'm at now. It's not easy, but it's doable. Okay, so what can you work on this year, what can you work on this year? What can you heal from last year that you need to heal from? So this article published in earth.com by Andre Ionescu. Apologies if I pronounce your name wrong. So this article, what happens in the brain while we are daydreaming? Okay, so researchers have made significant strides in understanding brain activity during daydreaming. So they conducted the study on mice, and the insights were similar to how it processes in humans. Okay, so the research was led by a PhD student in neurobiology at Harvard Medical School. Okay, so pretty much the experts discovered that the neurons occasionally fired in patterns resembling those observed when the mice viewed actual images. Showed two different checkerboard images, and the experts found distinct neural patterns for each image and similar but not identical pattern when a mice viewed a gray screen, suggesting the mice were daydreaming about the images. Okay, so pretty much the daydream when the mice were quote unquote whatever they were doing looking at a gray screen, when they were supposedly daydreaming, they were in a state of relaxation because which could be indicated by their calm behavior and small pupils. So the study revealed that daydreams could predict future changes in the brain's response to images, known as representational drift. There's a drift in how the brain responds to the same image over time, and these early daydreams can predict where the drift is going. Okay, so the findings suggest that daydreaming may play a role in brain plasticity, aiding in distinguishing between different experiences. Huh. So I would say that that is really interesting. So I would take it from that article and let me know if you interpreted that article differently in the sense that daydream help the brain's plasticity in the sense of patterns. And so, for example, that visual exercise I like to do in the beginning, daydreaming is kind of shaping the brain's plasticity. Like when you daydream, you're more relaxed, but also if you daydream about your dreams and your goals, perhaps it molds the feeling that you already achieved it and helps you achieve more. I don't know. I'm pro daydreaming. I know a lot of people, especially in school, daydreaming is shunned, but there's a time to be present, and then there's a time that it's okay if your version of relaxing is daydreaming. I mean, some people's version of relaxing is Jaeger bombs, you know what I mean? Like, so daydreaming about the future, that's gotta be good, but it does get rocky waters when you are disassociating. I think daydreaming with guidelines, like, for example, the visual thing, I love it because it's when I just let myself daydream. Now, when I'm working and I feel myself going in a daydream, I do have to catch myself and consciously be like, nope, be present. And sometimes I'll reward myself with time to daydream. And it's a motivator for me because, in my opinion, daydreaming is delicious and I love it. So, yeah, what do you guys think about daydreaming? Are you pro daydreaming? Do you have a hard time finding the balance of daydreaming beneficially? Is that a word? Guys, I love malapropisms. But do you guys have a hard time balancing daydreaming in a positive way and daydreaming in a way that you kind of disassociate? Let me know what you guys think. So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, Now, with the new year, I want to go ahead and go into Dreamers Challenge. Okay. Okay, guys. So, with Dreamers Challenge, I want to propose to you a challenge. What would you like to work on? Okay. Now, I heard a neuroscientist on TikTok say that she doesn't check her phone for 90 minutes in the beginning of the day. Now, I know I'm always saying don't check your phone, but this time I mean it, guys. This time I mean it. Let's not check our phone. I've been doing it, and I have to say, oh, excuse me, I do feel it. I do feel a greater sense of well being throughout the day when I do not check my phone for the first 90 minutes of the day. So this neuroscientist I was watching, she said that an article, how you what you do in the first 90 minutes of your day sets the entire tone. So it's like, okay, well, why wouldn't we set ourselves up to have a great day? If you wake up and look at Instagram right away, I mean, that's the day, that's the tone you might be setting. And of course, you can change it. You're not locked in there, but it's something to think about. So, yeah, my challenge to you is for the first 90 minutes of your day, try not to be on social media. Okay. And then let me know if you guys are doing the Dreamers Challenge. Let me know because it'll motivate me too, guys. Okay. Let's think about the theme of today's episode. So, in procrastination, perspiration, talked about. Okay, guys, closing out with closing daydreams. Okay, let's think about the theme of today's episode. So, in procrastination, perspiration, talked about how was overwhelmed so much, and it was the lack of clear goals, which is why I had a lack of direction. Okay, so maybe we could do lost. And the news, we talked about emotions based on the past. Okay. Okay, guys. And daydreaming. Okay. All right. So I am going to put together some quick affirmations that cover the opposite of feeling lost. Today's closing daydreams are going to be on the theme of feeling on track, and accepting because you know what? We're right in the beginning of the year. So what a better way to be like, we are right on track. Yeah, we're not overwhelmed with everything we have to do. We are right on track with everything we need to do this year. We are on track to have a wonderful year. Okay, guys. So I'm getting out my selenite wand. Okay. All right. Let's first, on the topic of the news article of healing from the past. Okay. Overwhelmed. Okay, here we go. I'm unclogging the overwhelm from last year. I'm unclogging the drain from last year. I'm installing energy. You're anew. You're ready. You're excited. You are confident exactly where you're at. You have all the tools you need to achieve great, wonderful things. You are right on track, exactly where you are right now. You have full control over your choices. You have full control to take responsibility for your life. You are the lead in your life movie. You're the lead in your life movie right now. The person who hurt you, they're an extra. The person who made you feel less than, they're an extra. Right now, I'm gonna write them out. Yeah, we're writing them out of your life movie right now. Goodbye. Cross them out. Bye. Bye. And now it's time to start a new chapter. This chapter, you win. This chapter, you win. Because it's going to bring more characters into your life story. It's going to bring more settings for your life story. It's going to bring more excitement, more scale to appreciate things, more contrast to see and appreciate from. You're right on track. You're exactly where you need to be. You're gaining experiences every day, which is making you smarter and smarter, wiser and wiser. You are making connections each day. You are making brain connections each day. You're learning each day, so you're making more connections and connecting the dots, which is making you smarter and smarter. Life has your back, and you let go and surrender and let life bring you to where you need to be or exactly where you want to need to be right now. And if you enjoy where you're at right now, we can buckle up and enjoy the ride getting there. You're in for some wonderful surprises that you don't even know are coming yet. Breathe in and exhale anything that was bothering you. Well, guys, I'm Amy from Coffee and Daydreaming Podcast. Feel free to help the algorithm, like, subscribe, and all of that jazz. Be on the lookout for the Patreon. Feel free to subscribe to it now. Patreon.com/coffee and daydreaming. Feel free to check out my personal content, quirky, goofy content. And yeah, I hope to have guests on soon, but right now I kind of want to get the flow back of this podcast of where it is right now, and then hopefully I can add on some guests. So yeah, drop a comment if you listened, and there's anything you'd like to see more of or any segments you'd like me to do more of, let me know. All right. You guys are awesome. Please like and subscribe. Help the algorithm. You're amazing. Enjoy every day. Enjoy every minute because it's going to be a great year. Okay. Bye, guys.